Before we begin, take a moment to notice how clear your surroundings feel right now. The shapes, colors, distances, even the smallest details of objects, all seem solid and real. But what you are experiencing is not just your eyes working. Your brain is constantly constructing a model of the world, predicting what should be there, and presenting it to you as reality. Most of the time, this process is seamless and invisible, but when it is disrupted, that's when visual hallucinations can occur. Visual hallucinations are not simply mistakes of the mind, nor are they only linked to mental illness or drug use. They are part of the very system that allows you to see. Vision is an active process, where perception and prediction constantly interact. When this balance is disturbed, the brain can generate images on its own. And these images can feel just as real as anything your eyes are actually seeing. To understand hallucinations, it's important to know how vision works. Your eyes do not send perfect pictures to your brain. They transmit streams of electrical impulses that encode edges, light, motion, and contrast. The brain then assembles these fragments into a coherent picture, filling in missing details using memory, context, and expectation. That's why two people looking at the same scene can notice completely different things. Vision is never purely about what your eyes see. It's a collaboration between the world and your brain's predictions. When this system works correctly, the world feels stable and consistent. But when sensory input is limited or internal predictions dominate, the brain can produce images independently. These internally generated images are what we experience as visual hallucinations. They can range from subtle, fleeting shapes in the corner of your eye to detailed, complex visions that feel completely real. Some people see simple flashes or geometric patterns, while others may see faces, people, or entire scenes that are not actually there. Sensory deprivation is one of the most common causes. When a person receives very little visual input, like in prolonged darkness, isolation, or serious vision loss, the brain does not go silent. Instead, it compensates by amplifying internal activity, like turning up the volume on a silent radio. This internal noise can appear as shapes, flashes, or even figures. That is why people in solitary confinement, or those lost in low-visibility environments, often report seeing things that aren't actually present. Fatigue also plays a significant role. When you are extremely tired, the brain's filtering systems begin to fail. The line between imagination and perception weakens, and tiny visual inconsistencies, like flickers of light or movements in peripheral vision, can suddenly seem meaningful. Have you ever noticed how, late at night, when you're exhausted, a shadow or a curtain can appear like a person standing there? That is your brain filling in gaps based on prediction. Stress and strong emotions also affect perception. Anxiety, fear, or emotional overload narrows attention and makes the brain more likely to detect significance in harmless patterns. That's why hallucinations are more likely to occur during moments of high stress. Even a simple trick of light or shadow can suddenly take on form and meaning, creating an experience that feels urgent and real. Brain chemistry is another critical factor. Neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin regulate how strongly internally generated images compete with sensory input. When these chemical levels shift, due to stress, natural fluctuations, or substances, the brain may treat internally created images as equally real or more real than external reality. This explains why hallucinations can feel convincing and vivid. Certain neurological conditions, such as Parkinson's disease, Charles Bonnet syndrome, or migraine with aura, increase the likelihood of hallucinations. These conditions reduce the brain's ability to suppress internally generated images, allowing thoughts or memories to enter visual awareness. That's why hallucinations in these cases can be highly detailed, sometimes appearing like real-life scenes unfolding in front of you. Brain imaging studies show that the visual cortex activates during hallucinations in much the same way as it does during normal seeing. This is why hallucinations feel so vivid and convincing. Memory also plays a role, as the brain draws on stored images to complete what it is seeing. This explains why hallucinations often feel personal, familiar, or meaningful. Cultural background, life experience, and emotional history shape what the brain generates. Even attention can amplify hallucinations when you focus intensely on trying to see something, whether in darkness, uncertainty, or expectation. The brain may complete the image before the evidence is fully there. Hallucinations often occur in ambiguous environments because your brain is constantly predicting, filling gaps, and sometimes overestimating what is present. All of this leads to an important conclusion. Reality, as we perceive it, is not a fixed feed from the world. It is a story continuously written by the brain, blending sensory input, memory, expectation, and emotion. Visual hallucinations happen when this internal storytelling becomes louder than a real-world data, creating experiences that feel completely real. Understanding this does not make hallucinations any less intense, but it shows how powerful and adaptive the human brain is. Even with limited sensory input, it can create fully convincing visual worlds. These experiences also remind us that perception is fragile and creative, constantly guessing, testing, and revising reality. In conclusion, visual hallucinations are not simply mistakes or signs of pathology. They are a window into the processes that allow us to see, interpret, and understand the world. They occur when sensory input, prediction, memory, and emotion interact in unusual ways. Their vividness demonstrates the brain's remarkable ability to create convincing experiences that feel entirely real. If this explanation helped you understand perception in a new way, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps this channel continue exploring the hidden science behind perception, consciousness, and the incredible power of the human mind.